Hey, this is Louis D. Fresh bringing it to you on a Friday. What we're going to be talking about in our last installment of the water parameters playlist is we're going to be talking about water temperature. I know that sometimes the obvious is not always obvious because I know a lot of people for fresh water, they tend to look at pH. And that's a big buzz thing, whether it's too acid, too alkaline. We talked about ammonia not having any because it will kill off your fish, because it'll burn their gills and what have you and make it hard to breathe. We did nitrates. I want to make sure I don't screw that up. And then, which is a little bit strong, it's still a byproduct of ammonia, and then nitrates. And all three, the last three, ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates, you don't want any of it. And successfully, we showed that. If you look back on my little archives, we were successful. And now we're going to talk about something that relates to no chemicals at all. We're talking about temperature of the water. Interestingly enough, today, Friday, July 2nd, 2021, I was looking at my Facebook groups because it just showed up. Aquarium. I follow about 3 or 4 different aquarium groups and I comment from time to time, blah, blah, blah. But one of the questions, which I thought was kind of ironic because I was doing this video today, was where to position your fish tank in your house. And there was 28 responses because that's the educator in me. I noticed there were 28, and I noticed the majority of the responses were the room that you're most in, and the room that you most enjoy. I agree and disagree. Let me show you why. The only tank I have indoors is right now Bowser, the lovely turtle. But since we're talking about temperature, what I want to share with you guys is that in this house, we usually keep the air conditioner. We keep the air conditioner, roughly, being honest, about 73, 72. And outside, it's usually at this time of year in July, it's usually 90, 93 every day. It is. And so we keep it cool in here. But it's important to realize when you're positioning your fish tank, what is, number one, what's the climate like? What's going on? Is it because I know I'm originally from New York City? So if you live in a colder area, where's your radiator? Because if you put it next to your radiator, for a few months out of the year, your water is going to get warmer, being that your radiator is nearby. Back home in New York City, my fish tanks were well away from radiators. So there was naturally always a heater in there. So you need to be very cognizant of that. Or you may put your fish tank in a bedroom. Temperature. You may have a window air conditioner. In Miami, Florida, and in warmer climates, we tend to have central air. Again, we're talking about water temperature. Right here is a vent. See my vent right over here? And you can also, as I walk, you can also, excuse my hand, you will see, here is my air, I'm going to flip it. No, I'm not going to flip it. Here's my air conditioner. You see, it's a big unit, and I have here a towel just in case there's condensation. It's a big unit. And with that said, hold on. And with that said, this air conditioner vent will blow a lot of cold air down. And with that being also said, I want you to notice that my heater, see that heater? That heater is on most of the time. Why? Because I want to make sure that this water stays warm for the turtle, Bowser, and hopefully he'll make his triumphant return at the end of August, and I will videotape that once he's back in his home at the school. I want you to notice that because I know that this vent is right here, I need to keep a heater. I know I'm spending an awful lot of time on this, but I think it's really important. Now, so that's number one. Notice where you're positioning your fish tank in your house. Whether it be near a radiator, whether it be near an air conditioner, whether it be near a fan. I want you to also realize, as you see that there's light coming in from the right side, at least on the screen, right side of my face, is because there, and that's if I flip the camera over, there is a window that's right here. And that window, I have it there purposely because I want to make sure that these plants get a little extra sunlight. You see these Java ferns are really popping, and it really has helped. And knowing that, if you have a window nearby, your temperature may increase. And so you must be cognizant of radiators, air conditioner vents, windows, because all of that will be an influence to your water temperature. These right here are the instruments that we're going to use. But first of all, I want to show you, I'm going to wear this hat outside. This was given to me by the neighborhood fish farm here in Miami, that I said I would wear it, and I will wear it now. The neighborhood fish farm. And this is the little handy dandy. You see my hand getting better. It is getting better. This is the thermometer that I'm going to use. Now, I really don't keep thermometers in my fish tank. Why? Let me show you as I put this down. I tend to use, as you saw my heater right here, my heater that's on right there, I tend to keep a heater that it will preset and no adjustment required. That to me is really critical. These I use in the winter time. That is critical to me. Hold on. Because here's more secrets. That is the reason why I do not have saltwater fish. It's not that I don't have time. I don't have the patience to be checking salinity and checking out what goes on with salt water. I really don't have the patience for it. Same thing, I don't have the patience to check out my friend, which I tried again, Bowser, check out his temperature and see what's going on, and blah, blah, blah. I put in that heater and I don't have to worry about it. Let's go outside. Hey, this is Louis D. Fresh again, wearing my neighborhood fish farm hat. Like I said I would wear. They give it to me for free because I love them so much and they love me and all that fun stuff. That's why I mentioned also my social media, like Beverly's Pet Center. You got to visit your mom and pop stores. They will love you, and they give you stuff and they love you, and you can't do enough for them. Anyway, enough of that service announcement. Getting back to the water temperature here in South Florida, it is July 2nd, 2021. Again, it's red. Notice that right now the clouds are pretty good right now. They're not too bad. But I'm shooting this video probably 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12 noon. By about 3 to 4 o'clock, the storms will start to brew up, and you can't be out here. That's another thing about temperature. You need to know the what's going on. You need to know, when your sun rises, when your sun sets, how much sun is coming through your window. If you're keeping fish like me outside, what the temperatures are, what's going on, because all those things, the climate, you have to work with the climate, not against it. Well, I can figure it out. No, you got to be with it and be in conjunction with it, so that your fish, your turtles, whatever it is that you keep, thrive. And so here we are, again, my lake, my learning tool. If you've been following, you'll notice how much greener everything is getting, much greener, because the rainy season really has taken shape the last couple of weeks. It is really, really taking off. You notice the water is definitely higher, the grass is definitely greener, and they just cut this, literally just cut it today, and it's ridiculous. So it just shows you need to be cognizant of what is going on. Since we are talking about the temperature of the water, I want you to notice here my tap water, something I didn't mention in my previous videos. I want you to notice here how I can't make it any colder or any warmer. It is what it is. The water just flows, and it's kind of important to let it run a minute or not a minute, a few seconds, because the water will adjust to the pipes. And so if it's cold out, which is rare, it will come out cold initially. But eventually it will come out one temperature. And this is the temperature that we're going to try out. And this is the water that I always use. And however it comes out, that's how we do it. Again, going back to the fish tank that we've been doing the pH from, and the ammonia, nitrates. Right here, you will notice we're going to take water out of this tank. You notice here again the frog bit growing beautifully, and the different plants that are growing here. The driftwood growing nicely. The anacharis, and all the fish starting to grow and pop in their colors as the weather gets warmer. But I want you to notice, as we are talking about temperature, notice here, I'm going to walk back. I'm going to actually almost fall back. You'll notice that there's the foliage. This again, my hibiscus. Remember how small it was even just a couple months ago, how big it has grown. And I want you to notice, I'm going to fall back here. Notice all the way back. You see, you see how the foliage is here? You see that? The bird of paradise, you see all that? That is what keeps this water cooler. And so that will definitely influence the temperature. And I think that's why you will see on my social media, on Wednesday that the plants have been really screwed up in my other tanks because of the intense heat, but here not so much because of the shade that we have in this tank, and this is why this is easily my best tank. All right, here we are again. The lovely three what do you call these things? Cups. The aquarium water, the lake water, and the tap water, and my lovely thermometer, which I hardly ever use, that I took out of the archives for this video. It's funny because they notice how here the mercury here, the safe zone is right around there, between 70 and 80. You see the temperature, and this has just been sitting out here a couple minutes, really. 5 minutes, or no, mentira, 10 minutes. And you see the mercury already starting to rise. Let's see how we do with the temperatures. As I'm waiting a second, I want to show you here, again, realizing climate and where you put your fish tank and all that, and if you have fish outside. Notice your climate. Notice here, the clouds are starting to gather already for the evening or the afternoon storms. As we look at the lake water, you will see that the temperature is indeed a bit high. It is about 82 degrees, 82. Let me see if I can take it out without my hand shaking to death here. It's about 82 degrees. With the tap water, to avoid my hand shaking as crazy people, we're going to take out the thermometer and see what we got. The temperature is a little cooler. The temperature is right around 78 degrees. 78 degrees right there. I think it is important to note that the tap water, the one that I showed you, the hose, that's the water I use, it does tend to get colder because it just does. Initially it comes out really warm, almost piping hot. Then after a few seconds it gets colder. So that's something you need to be aware of when you're doing your water changes, that how cold your water is. If you can adjust your water temperature when you're doing your water change, that makes a big difference because you don't want to shock your fish. Fortunately, my fish are used to the what we have because I've been doing it for years. But water temperature is really critical as I'm waiting for my aquarium water to adjust here with the temperature. That you make sure that, again, where your fish tank is there a radiator? Is there an air conditioner? Is there a window? When the sun hits through the window, like in that window I showed you earlier, the sun hits roughly between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. This time of year in July of 2021, if you get closer like to November, December, the window is a lot shorter, maybe between 7 and 8 max, because the days are shorter. So you need to be aware of all these little variables and not just, hey, I'm going to stick my fish tank anywhere. Again, we're checking pH, we're checking ammonia, we're checking nitrates, and temperature. And again, we'll revisit all this as we go along. Every once in a while, just check something out and make sure everything is good. And they'll probably check it out again as hopefully we'll get our new fish tank soon. And we'll see, maybe do a quick check, a quick follow-up, just a quick, to see what's going on. So hopefully my aquarium water should be okay now. And again, thank you for watching my craziness here on my water parameters playlist. Interestingly, and I apologize for my hand, my broken finger there. The temperature is right around the same, and now it's going up because I put it on the thing, but it's right around the same as the tap water. It's about 78, 80 degrees. What is important, as I fix my glass up the 800th time, but what is important here is to realize, because of the shade that I showed you as I was falling and killing myself, showing you the shade, that shade keeps it a good, 5 degrees cooler because of all that. And please God, once we get these new fish tanks in, I'm giving you a preview, I'm gonna have about 6 plants, 2 plants on the sides to protect the silicone, which I'll mention this once we get the fish tanks. So that'll be 4. 1 plant in front of the fish tank to avoid the bird situation. I don't have any cranes. I was lucky to see about a crane out there. And also 1 underneath to protect against the tile that's here. That tile will definitely make the water warmer. So I definitely want to keep as shady as possible, because I just showed you that indeed the temperature is about 5 degrees cooler if you have lots of plants around. And because the lake water that I showed you, even though it's early in the morning, it's about 12 noon probably, the water definitely gets hot. And if I were to take it again, it gets even hotter right before the storms get here. So it's important to try to keep a consistent temperature. This is Louis D. Fresh, and thank you, Neighborhood Fish Farm, for the hat. Have a great day.